It's another Sunday evening, 8 p.m. is where you can find the Ray Hyclak Show. That's right, we're live. Why am I doing a show while WrestleMania is going on? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you a bunch of other stuff. Baby Jessica in the news again. This time, not Noelle. Definitely not Noelle in... I'll tell you in a little while. And, of course, UFC Winnipeg. A couple takeaways from that. Some fights that I wanted to focus on. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hopefully, you're having a wonderful time wherever you are. Whatever time you're finding yourself in. But hopefully you find time for the Ray Hyclak Show. That's right. We're here. We're live. Abraham Drinkin, keep it going for Jimmy Ward, Junior and third. Marv Connor, Cleveland comedian extraordinaire, legend among a lot of us who came up in the 20-teens. In Cleveland comedy. Marv was a steadfast mentor, and I have nothing but respect for Marv. And I'm glad he got to be on the mental ward. Abraham Drinkin, 6 p.m. tomorrow, Monday. Make sure you watch that. Get yourself involved with the family that is Abraham Drinkin. I did. Now I have a mediocre podcast every Sunday. I actually had a guy today in my TikTok mentions ask me if and I'm actually really quickly going to check my audio through Rumble. Hold on, guys. Oh, boy. I totally ruined everything, but I'm good for it. Yep, there we are. We're good. I like the sound. Sounds good. So we're live. Again, Abraham Drinkin, the place to be. Thank you if you are on the Facebook watching, along with Rumble. Thank you guys for being here, all three of you, I think, who subscribe to my channel on Rumble. Thank you. Share the show out with everybody. That's what I always ask people to do. The nice little call to action in the beginning. We're out the door. I got a lot of stories that I want to talk to you about today. Don't have them brought up because I am professional, but I'm going to pull them up here for you. You'll probably see me next week without the beard. I got a new day job, so I'm going to be doing that and just working again full time. It's been rough without a job. The only thing I've had is this. This has been my real job outside of streaming on YouTube gaming, even though that's not really going anywhere. And then also you got the TikToks and the shorts. If you find me through a short, thank you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. This is what I do every single Sunday for you. Had a guy in the TikTok mentions earlier ask me if I do this weekly. I do not, because I don't have a following big enough to justify me going daily. If I had hundreds of listeners, even like 150 daily, I would do that. I would do it in a heartbeat, but I don't. So this is all you get, and it's enough. I believe it's I can't even stand myself a lot of the time. So I do this once a week. This is the 24th episode of the Ray Hyclak Show. I've had since September of last year's when I came on live. I've had a few times where I haven't really. It should be a bit like longer, but I've taken time off for holidays and Sundays and stuff. And yeah, guys, we're here live every single Sunday. 8 p.m. used to be 9. Now I'm fucking old. I don't really want to do anything anymore. And yeah, it's not worth any kind of bullshit anymore. Um, Big story since we came on, or since I came on last. WrestleMania obviously is happening currently. I do not have the cash, nor do I have the pride now. I'm giving 120 yearly to the UFC for the Paramount Plus, and I do it because I wanted the HBO or the Showtime. I wanted it, man. I wanted that fucking sweet, sweet Showtime, Penn and Teller's bullshit, and then get free UFC events. That's all I wanted. I've also got Running Man, which I've reviewed the Running Man. You can go check that out a couple episodes back. Did a review of the new Running Man, and it's what it is. I mean, it's a fun movie, but it's worse than the original. I'll tell you that much. But you can go watch the review on one of the old episodes. I forget which number at this point. I number them myself. I work on this myself. I keep this going myself. And I appreciate every single person who comes in and watches live Sundays, 8 p.m. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. I'm going to do all the bullshit. It's, I'm here. I'm having a good time with y'all. But yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room. That is what happened about 20 minutes ago, I want to say. Brock Lesnar retiring seemingly from professional wrestling, the WWE, in the ring after losing via power bomb from Obafemi. Brock Lesnar in the middle of the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's the second year in a row that they have hit this. I believe this is the first time since 4 and 5 when they were in Trump Tower or the Trump Hall in Atlantic City. So that's a bit of an awesome thing right there for the city of Las Vegas. They've held 3 now. I think the last one was WrestleMania 9. And or the last time Las Vegas held a WrestleMania was WrestleMania 9 when it comes, because I count these two as sort of the back-to-back. I feel like this was just done on purpose so they could get ready for Saudi Mania, which I'm fucking... I'll talk about that after, or fuck it. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you going to go? I understand that they pay for a bunch of shit for you guys. I understand they're backing you a lot financially, WWE, TKO, UFC, Endeavor, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves to stay ahead of the law. But taking an American institution like WrestleMania out of the United States, what is the financial benefit? What's the financial benefit? I've heard also Riyadh Season's account is starting to run low. I know they have the advertisements. Normal people who should be going, and we'll talk about the Ticketmaster lawsuit too. Stay with me on this whole show. It's going to be a bit of a fucked up night. Brock Lesnar retiring kind of threw my entire format out the window. But it's definitely rough to like see the fact that like you're not going to see green shirt guy unless WWE imports him. You're not going to see green shirt guy in front row at WrestleMania. You're not going to see the regular guy, the regular Joe who usually will pay the $1,000 for the privilege to go see one of the biggest American institutions that our country has. And now you're expecting people to fly from wherever they're at to New York, then fly or Charlotte or one of the East Coast, fly to the East Coast, fly to England, and then fly to the UAE or fly to wherever they're going to go. They're not doing a nonstop. It's going to be at least a day, 2-day trip, depending on weather, layovers, all that shit. And Nick Khan thinks people are going to be clamoring to go to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43. It's just not going to fucking happen. It's going to be one of the worst WrestleManias since COVID. And it's not going to be a great time. It's happening as we speak. But next year is WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia is going to blow. There's not going to be any kind of hot shit going on in the arena. You saw the fans react to Brock's fucking thing. We're not getting that. We're not going to get that at Saudi Mania next year. So just kiss that atmosphere goodbye. It boggles my mind. England makes more sense. Sydney, Australia makes more sense. Shit. Beijing makes more sense than Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania. I get they're going to back the Brinks truck up for the matches. I've made a prediction. I made it last night while I was drunk, so you know it's a good one. And that is if CM Punk loses to Roman Reigns tonight, you will hear Dwayne's voice throughout the arena go, if you smell, dun, 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 what The Rock is cooking, and that's your main event for Saudi Arabia next year, WrestleMania. The torch passing that should have happened 5 years ago. I'm just saying, this should, like, this whole Roman Reigns Rock bullshit. If they're going to do this family tree thing, it's got to happen at Saudi or you close that door forever. Because nobody wants to see Dwayne Johnson outside of Fortnite now for a while. Next year would be the only time that makes sense. If they don't do it, don't pull the fucking trigger to the United States. It's over. You've given it way too little time for any kind of meaningful match to happen because we're looking at for all intensive purposes, take out any of the eugenics bullshit that guy's into. An old man in Dwayne Johnson, an old man. Like, it's no more after next year. If it's not in Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania, I don't want to see Roman versus Rock ever. Like, we're done. Pack it up. But it also could be CM Punk comes out, or The Rock fucks Roman to help CM Punk, or some kind of bullshit, and Punk turns heel. It could happen. Plenty of bullshit could happen tonight. Plenty of bullshit. But the one thing that isn't bullshit and that's awesome is Brock Lesnar's retirement. Very cool that he was willing to put over Obafemi. They tried with Omos, but I think Obafemi is going to be your guy in 2 to 3 years that's going to be carrying the company on his back. He's going to be an international star. He's going to be a guy that he's already over. I'm not saying he's not over. I'm talking about marketing. In the next couple of years, that boy is going to be on a fucking rocket ship that's bigger, badder, and better than the one he just got put on by beating Brock Lesnar tonight. Obviously, Brock, he's had a few things go wrong in his life. And, he had diverticulitis in the UFC. He had a couple injuries in the UFC. He had a couple of injuries in the WWE. We can all remember, I think it was WrestleMania 21 in Seattle. His leg was taped up against Kurt Angle. The man has injuries, and the man is almost, I think he's almost 50 something. He's in his 50s, I believe, maybe late 40s. But a big man like that, you can't go at a high level like that forever. And we're finally seeing with Brock his breakdown. not really, he's taking a longer time off because he probably needed to. Lord knows what his body was on when he was wrestling at Minnesota, what he was cycling on and off of. I know people say this, but I guarantee you there's been some, track marks that can easily be hidden by Brock Lesnar. But he was one of the most interesting specimens in the history of professional sports in general. Like, you can put him up against any football player in the world. I'm talking about any American football player in the world, and Brock Lesnar looks like he could be next to that guy, like on the team. That's impressive. A guy that big came from Minnesota. Brad Rangens trained him fully. He started in Ohio Valley Wrestling with Jim Cornette. We all know the stories. The shoots are up there. Cornette has talked about it on plenty of shoots. There's nothing I can really get into that a lot of professional wrestling fans haven't heard of. But at the same time, his career was amazing. And I can remember, I'm old enough now where I can say, I remember when Brock Lesnar came in and whooped the dog shit out of everybody with Paul Heyman by his side on Monday Night Raw. I'm old enough to remember Brock Lesnar's first WWE debut where he started beating the shit out of everybody. I'm not going to play it because I don't need a DCMA. But Brock was always special. Division I athlete, NCAA college wrestler, heavyweight champion at one point, legitimately. And then, I mean, we all made fun of the tattoo on his back for the longest, but we all grew to love it. A lot of us bought the T-shirts with it on his chest. And then he got drunk that one night and got the sword tattoo. We all remember that news story of Brock Lesnar having that Viking sword down his chest. But, I mean, and I cover MMA. So I again, old enough to remember when Brock Lesnar made headlines when he stepped into the MMA cages or the MMA ring for the first time, when he debuted for K1 at the Olympic Stadium, and he just beat the piss out of, I think it was Akiyama. He fucked Akiyama up in K1 or whoever that kid was. Pretty fast. I mean, the guy tapped out from punches. Pretty soon after that, Brock ends up in the UFC and loses to Frank Mir. Frank Mir ends up getting, having his title reign. And then Randy Couture loses to Brock Lesnar at UFC 100. I believe it was UFC 100. Hold on. UFC 100. Who was the... let's... Wait. Let's go back. Wait, I gotta look here. Because UFC 100 was when he got his win back or his loss back to Frank Mir. UFC 91. Brock shows up. Let me bring up the random background here for it. All right. So Brock shows up in the UFC at UFC 91 in 2008. I was 19 at the time. I was about to have the worst in about a month and 4. This is a year. But yeah, Brock Lesnar beats Randy Couture for the UFC heavyweight championship. And he was, I think, how old is he now? Let's look at Brock's age. Who's 77? Yeah, he's almost 50. I mean, he's almost 50, dude. He's almost, and this was 2008. So he was 28 at the time, going in against one of the most legendary heavyweight fighters in mixed martial arts ever at the time. I mean, a guy who went from NHB to legit in Randy Couture, because Randy did the tournaments, but Brock, being Brock, then went on a fucking tear after he did that. Let's see. Let's go back to and then he obviously lost to Cain Velasquez as well. Let's go. Yeah, UFC 100. UFC 100. 2009. This was July of 2009. I was in Tennessee when this was going on. But yeah. So Frank Mir loses to Brock, and Brock goes, I think he fought Shane Carwin right after this. Yeah, I believe Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin. Brock Lesnar versus Shane Carwin. X-Win. Come here, you fuck. UFC 116 was the next time we got to see Brock defend the belt for the UFC. Taps Shane Carwin out, just exhausted him down to the point where it was like, we're done. And the two originally were set, blah, 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 blah. And then I believe the next one was Shane Carwin, or not Shane Carwin, Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar. Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar. UFC 121 was the next big note in Brock's MMA career. I believe he had a long wait. This was after his long wait, coming back from diverticulitis. And let me see. Let's look at his record, because you can look up the record, luckily. Mixed martial arts record. Okay, so Shane beats him at UFC 221. That's when he knocked him silly. And then loses to Alistair Overeem. And then the no contest was because Brock decided to be pissing dirty at UFC 200. Mark Hunt sued, got it overturned in the right way. And then, he left and came back. He came back to WWE. Let's look at let's go back here. Do Heroes. I forgot he was in Heroes. Yeah. Interesting. Title loss. Blah 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 blah. Suspended. He also had the USADA ban from that as well, when he had the fight against Mark Hunt. And he came back to the WWE. Let's see. I gotta go to WWE here. Professional wrestling career 2018. And then retired 2018 after coming back, staying a while. I mean, his return was, let's see when he returned from the UFC. This is still a thing. He went to New Japan 2012. That's when he came back against John Cena, and Suplex City was born. And it's also 2014. You can watch all the stuff about it, but he ended the streak of the Undertaker, and we all remember the pain of that, the absolute like shock that Brock Lesnar was the man to end the streak, the 1 in 21-1. And it hurts still. Like, what's your favorite? People that watch this show, what's your favorite Brock Lesnar moment? Like, he's gone now from us. We'll probably make some, appearances now and then, but we're not going to get the Brock Lesnar of old. We haven't gotten really the Brock Lesnar of old since he returned from the UFC. But legends are made, and he's definitely a guy who made himself into a legend by just being one of the most badass sons of bitches ever. Played in NFL Europe for a couple years. Like, this dude was nuts. This dude was great. I love Brock. And I got to see him once. It was oh man. Fastlane 2020 or 2016, one in Cleveland. They had the three-way between Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, and Roman, and Roman fought Triple H that year for the title. So I got to see Brock once in my life, which was cool. And he had Paul with him, so I got to get the full group chat, if you will, of Suplex City while watching WWE. So, oh man, Brock Lesnar retiring at 48. I think it's about time. I don't think it's a bad decision. And then another guy that retired, and I'll bring that up here, is Gilbert Burns. Look at it. MMAholes.tv. Because they allow me to use their shit. Do. All right. I don't care about Sterling versus Zalal. I really don't. Care less. All right. I got home. I didn't watch WrestleMania last night. Big ups to Cody Rhodes for winning, I guess. Has an orbital fracture from a boot to the face by Randy Orton. That was kind of cool to keep him his heat, because Randy needed to keep his heat somehow, and booting Cody's perfect for it. But we do have Gilbert Burns and Mike Malott. Mike Malott, I guess. Winnipeg boy, I guess. He fights out of Cleveland. Didn't know that. I don't know if he's a Revolution guy or a strong style guy, Aries. I'm not sure. But he walloped Gilbert Burns in Gilbert Burns' last MMA fight. 5 losses in a row. Had that very classic fight with Khamzat Chimaev. Busted Khamzat up good. Kind of made a statement that he was I think saved his contract with the UFC, was that Khamzat fight, because of how ballsy he was in that fight and how much damage he put on Khamzat. And I mean, Gilbert's been around since 2014. He's been around for 12 years. I've been doing stand-up as long as he's been fighting in the UFC. And he's had battles. He's had wars. We'll look at his career here in a sec. But, I mean, he just didn't look like he wanted it. He knew this was going to be his last fight, and you could definitely tell that. But, had an illustrious career. Let's take a look at Gilbert Burns' time in the UFC. I got to wait till there we are. All right. Yeah, 2014 was was when he was with or opened or came into the UFC. Let's bring this out a little bit. Yeah, you think, Ray? There we are. It's a little better. All right. So, Gilbert Burns' first UFC was Oh, Christos Gigos. And he did that. He submitted him with about 3 seconds in the first round. Submitted Cowboy Oliveira as well. Came back, lost the decision to Rashid Magomedov, and then won again and went on a bit of a hot and cold streak until he beat Olivier Aubin, Mercier, Mike Davis, Kuncheko, Gunnar Nelson, Damian Maya, TKO Damian Maya, beat Tyron Woodley, lost to Kamaru Usman by TKO in a title fight, beat Stephen Thompson, outpointed, lost to Hamzat Chimaev in that classic, beat Neil Magny, beat Jorge Masvidal, and then just Bilal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena, Sean Brady, Mike Morales, and then Mike Mallet. I mean, he went on a 5-fight losing streak, and he is almost 40. He's got to be done. Like, start coaching, start doing something with your life, because this MMA thing ain't going to be working out no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just great record, 22-10, and he may have taken the loss in the L, but it is what it is. And then we got the one other fight I got to see when I got home was Charles Jourdain and Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips losing to Charles Jourdain, who was just more active. Charles Jourdain won the fight because he was even more active on the ground. He was throwing up submissions that Phillips was getting out of, but it was advancing position to get back up. Jourdain was a complete fighter last night in Winnipeg. Pure and simple. He was the better fighter. Kyler Phillips definitely, had with those cornrows in his head, knew what he was fucking going in for, and gave Jourdain what he was giving, what Jourdain was giving him. I can damn sure be happy to say that, bro. But like, yeah, dude, it's UFC right now too. I posted on TikTok and YouTube a video. They showed the claw that's being, I guess, built in Philadelphia and piecemealed from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. for UFC 250. I do not think we're going to get the claw. I still think the Capital One Arena is going to be where UFC's USA 250, which is like June 11th, I think. I don't think we're gonna get that card at the White House. I think it's gonna be moved to the Capital One Center, and we're gonna, there might be something out on in front of the Capital One Arena or whatever it's called, but I don't think the ellipse is gonna be used. It's gonna be all shut down, like, especially with the fact that Iran is not working out a deal. They shot an Indian boat that apparently had clearance, but it ended up being some shit. So Iran's probably going to make a little bit of trouble, especially around the 4th of July holiday and Trump's birthday. You're expecting 86,000? Get the fuck out of here. There's no way. I'm sorry. That's just not going to happen. This is not going to happen at the White House. I'd be glad to eat crow on this show and say I misspoke. Because remember, I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong on this show. And if that makes you mad, I have a microphone in my face. I can be, misled. I can give false information. But from the beginning of this show to the end, as long as this mic is hot, I'm never wrong. I can make corrections, but I'm never wrong. And for, this ellipse to be open like this, I don't see it being I don't see this event, UFC 250, USA 250. I don't see it happening. If you see it happening, tell me in the comments, because I don't. I see no general idea why you would want to have this event except a ball wash. But, those are all politicians everywhere all the time. So we can only hope for right minds to be able to see where the world's going. All right. I do this little thing, and it's a fun segment. It's going to probably be the last segment of the night, but we got multiple stuff coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to...
You know it as the Cavalcade of Stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Tonight we bring you 3 rings of spectacular entertainment.
That's right. 3 rings of all kinds of fun little entertainment here, as the man says in the middle of those 3 rings. It's the Cavalcade of Stories, my friends. Cavalcade of Stories. I'm going to pull this picture up here as our first story of the night. I love this story. I'm really kind of mad at the officers here. Just why are you ruining people's day? A woman on a motorcycle gets arrested after having a honk for free head sign at traffic light. You're ruining society if you're the cop that's arresting this poor girl. She just wanted to have fun. If she was going to pop that helmet off and give you a little dome, why not? What, are you afraid you're going to smell her hair and it's going to be all sweaty? Fuck you. This woman is doing a service. She is helping the stress level of a lot of men. I've seen TikToks. I've seen shorts and reels and whatever kind of short video scenario you're throwing up online of women looking into a camera and saying, no, are men okay? And I'm going to tell you, as a man, not really. But you know what? Women like this, they're thinking about our side of the fence, and I appreciate them. I have a girlfriend. I would genuinely say no. But I love the fact that this girl is engineering herself into a social media story for a great cause, which is the release of incels, the release of a lot of guys who might not looks maxers for one. They look lonely. Looks maxers look lonely, and Clavicular with his little bullshit and him almost ODing on stream. That's another. Well, I'll do that, a little video probably this week about it, or I'll just talk about it next Sunday. But I wanted to talk about the Brock Lesnar thing and everything. And yeah, you want to talk about just a tragedy of justice. This woman wanted just to change lives for the better, and some cop was like, it's soliciting prostitution. That man should be in jail. He's a menace to society. He's a guy who doesn't need to be behind a badge because he doesn't get why that is helping people, giving people a shot just for a happy day. And what are you doing? You're arresting this poor girl for no reason. No reason. And that's my little rant about that. All right. My favorite story, though, coming up, and let's just bring this off real quick. A pop culture icon ended up back in the news in the form of baby Jessica. If you remember baby Jessica, she was found or fell down a well in like 1984. pretty sure it was like 84, somewhere around there. We'll read in this article together all the details. But baby Jessica back in the news. Nope, that is not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. My Facebook. All right. All right. Whatever. This is a group chat about wrestling and me. So, and that World Star thing. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, baby Jessica, who was rescued from a well 40 years ago. So it's 86. Arrested for domestic violence. Obviously, remember her from the look at, and like she hasn't really like facially changed much except for the shitty eyebrows. Like the shitty eyebrows are the only real like thing that has changed about this woman's face. Maybe the nose is just filled in or whatever. You know, we our grows as we get older, obviously. But yeah, her mugshot, and this is from 3 days ago. The Toronto Sun. A woman who, as a toddler, was famously rescued from a Texas well almost 40 years ago, has been arrested on domestic assault charges. Once known as Baby Jessica, the now 40-year-old Jessica McClure Morales was arrested on Saturday after an alleged disturbance at her Midland County, Texas home, which she shares with her husband, Daniel Morales, and their 2 children. News outlet KXan reports, everybody. I don't need you. I don't need April Fool's stuff. McClure Morales was charged, or I'm just gonna say Baby Jessica. Baby Jessica was charged with assault causing bodily harm involving family violence. She was later released from Midland County Detention Center after posting bond. Isn't that how the white women do it? Like they just get off like that? It's such bullshit. The woman's arrest comes close to 40 years after she made worldwide headlines for being rescued after being trapped in a well for close to 60 hours. And then obviously it goes down to tell the story. What she said caused rescue, blah, 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 cryptic posts. And yeah, it's always cryptic posts. You always read that in the story. But yeah, this woman was like I think like a couple months old when this happened. And then they had the everybody's baby, the Jessica McClure, the rescue of Jessica McClure. But she apparently hit her husband or something like that. And you can't really use the like I fell down a well when I was a kid, unless you have like brain damage. I don't know if she ever had like any kind of CT scan done on her head. I don't know if she's had any kind of mental assessment, but you can't be beating up on people. I was wild. Like I literally like shit my pants when I saw the fucking baby Jessica was back in the fucking news. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This bitch fucking like disappeared. Like, I forgot about her. I really did. I didn't expect that broad to fucking pop out of nowhere and all of a sudden be in a domestic violence dispute. It's wild. I got one more story. Oh, actually, we'll talk about this. This will be the last thing we do. Oh, Live Nation lawsuit. I've never been more happy to read a CNBC headline ever than what I'm about to read you. Let's see how this looks. And let's open this up. All right, let's see how this looks on screen. Jury finds that Ticketmaster and Live Nation had anti-competitive monopoly over big concert venues. Of course they did. They owned a lot of the major venues or a piece of it or the ticketing infrastructure for so many sports arenas, concert venues around the country for decades now. I've been going to concerts. I'm almost 40. I've been going to concerts since I was 18. I think one of my first concerts alone was Coheed and Cambria at the House of Blues with Clutch. And Live Nation owns the House of Blues or the chain of the House of Blues. And so they own the ticketing apparati. They own the bar, they call the drink prices, which are always out of fucking line, no matter what. I mean, one of these at a store is $2.99. Why is this $57? Huh? Why is this like $12 at a House of Blues? It's like $3 at the gas station. Just saying. Man. But they were found to be both Ticketmaster and Live Nation, who have been sort of in cahoots over this whole thing, charging just shitty fucking. We've all ran into, bathroom cleaning fees or, toilet paper fees for the venue. Little surcharges here and there. Bullshit. Obviously, the ones I just mentioned aren't real. They're not real. But like you get like venue maintenance charges, which I don't understand that. Like, you make enough money per year to be able to renovate your shit, make sure stuff works, make sure, soda guns work properly at the bar for mixed drinks, and then your fucking restaurant is right there. So for the fact that these guys finally have been found guilty of this is so like, I played this. There's a short on my channel. You can go watch it, of the Live Nation guy being like, oh, it's a badge of honor to pay $20,000 at a Lakers game. People will pay that for front row at a Taylor Swift show. No, they won't. And we refuse to. I would never a million years pay $20,000 for any band, no matter how much I loved it. The only way I'd pay that for front row is if you fucking found a way to reanimate or rebirth Ozzy Osbourne for one more fucking tour. It's all you have to do. It's all you have to do, man. It's all you have to do. But I'm not paying $20,000 for anybody. Front row, back row, up in the fucking nosebleeds. Concerts aren't worth that. Concerts should never be worth that. That's why places like TicketWeb, Eventbrite exist, where it goes directly to the artist and the venues as well. A lot of times, the venues will set up the TicketWeb or the Eventbrite ticket event for people then to go, and the artists get a bigger cut of it, which is great. It's fucking amazing. But these dickheads fucking they're not worth the fucking tickets they don't print anymore. It's amazing. Like, I don't get how you could say that somebody will pay that. And then also some guy said months ago that they would be robbing us blind, basically. Makes zero fucking sense why their business would be even remotely successful still. Like, how we never caught on to this, they had to have people on the inside. So let's read the story. Jury has found that concert giant Live Nation and its Ticketmaster subsidiary had a harmful monopoly over big concert venues, dealing the company a loss in a lawsuit over claims brought by dozens of U.S. states. A Manhattan federal jury deliberated for 4 days before reaching its decision, Wednesday in the closely watched case, which gave fans the equivalent of a backstage pass to business that dominates live entertainment in the United States and beyond. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I remember when I think it was like the most I spent per year was Flogging Molly's Green 17 tour. It's like $35 for a ticket. Not that much, but not in like 08, 09. That's still a decent amount of coin for a guy like me, at least. I think the last Flogging Molly show I went to, I spent 100 in just the ticket. So like 50, 60. And then it was like $140 with the like venue fees and the whatever upkeep and all these weird little charges. So like this is good. Live Nation owns, operates, controls booking for or has equity interest in hundreds of venues. Know a lot of them in this town. Its subsidiary Ticketmaster is widely considered to be the world's largest ticket seller for live events. Of course, they merged but this was pre-pandemic for sure. The civil case initially led by the federal government accuses Live Nation of using its reach to smoother competition. They're smoothering the competition. It's reached to smother the competition by blocking venues from multiple ticket sellers. And it's a very true statement. I mean, a lot of the smaller venues I go to, you use more just TicketWeb and Eventbrite than you would. I no place I work with, even for like comedy shows, will run through those kind of apps, and because Ticketmaster is just obscene. Imagine though, they have the equity in these fucking places. What are they taking from the artists is the next question. How much of a percentage are they taking from artists every night that they're going in? I mean, they need to be broken up. They need to be broken up. Civil case initially led by the United States federal government accused Live Nation. I did that already. It's time to hold them accountable. Jeffrey Kessler, an attorney for the states, said in closing argument, calling Live Nation a monopolistic bully. True, that drove up prices for ticket buyers. You're goddamn right, man. Guar through Live Nation. Guar tickets were $20. I think in 2018, spent like $40. They've doubled and tripled and quadrupled a lot of acts and priced out normal people when concerts have always been a pure working man's, release to get fucked up high, sneak booze and weed and other drugs into venues, Grateful Dead shows. Yeah, and a lot of places are doing the I'm gonna use my own shit. They're creating their own ticket platform. So like this is a last gasp for these two companies. We will not have these two companies within the decade. I guarantee you. Ticketmaster and Live Nation will be dead after this dealing. Live Nation insisted it's not a monopoly, yet you own your competition in Ticketmaster. Saying that artists, sports teams, and venue decide prices and ticketing practices, but the fees, sir. A company lawyer insisted size was simply a function of excellence and effort. No, it's not. Success is not against the antitrust laws in the United States, but when you buy your own competition, it is. Ticketmaster was established in 1976. Wow. And merged with Live Nation in 2010. So, yeah, this is over 15 years ago. The company now controls 86% of the markets 4 concerts, and 73 for sports venues. Yikes. They need to really back off. Drawing fans ire. Grunge Rock Titans, Pearl Jam, Battle with the Business in the 90s. It's just all shit, dude. Axis, Ticketmaster's competitors such as SeatGeek and Axis, which I like both of those. Axis can fuck you. SeatGeek, meh. But like they're better than Live Nation or Ticketmaster anymore. A handful of states joined the settlement, but more than 30 pressed ahead with the trial. So Taylor Swift's or Live Nation, Michael Rapino, my favorite guy, to the witness stand where he was questioned about the matters, including companies Taylor Swift 2022 ticket debacle. Blamed a cyber attack, did Rapino for that. Proceedings also aired on Live Nation's executive internal messaging, declaring some prices outrageous, calling customers so stupid, and boasting that the company was robbing them blind, baby. The executive, Benjamin Baker, apologetically testified that the message was very immature and unacceptable. What's unacceptable, you cockstain, is the fact that you're fucking robbing us blind. And you're gleeful about it. Fuck you, dude. Such a piece of shit fucking thing. I wish I could go back and like look at all my like price history since I started with going to concerts every year. It would astonish people, I think. If I got the last show, which was an Axis show, I haven't done a Live Nation show in a very long time. But yeah. Fuck you, Rapino, and fuck all of you at Live Nation and all those fucking pieces of shit as well. You douchebags. Assholes. Surrounded by assholes, everyone. Oh, fuck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, because I'm tired as balls. I got to be up in the fucking morning. I got to be up for work. It's good to say that again. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the show. Next week, I'll be back for more on the Ray Hyclak show. So let's play the music. Loving everything. I wonder if I was talking about Brock Lesnar, which is at the top of the show. R.I.P., by the way, to Bob from Bob and Tom. Sad news came about this week that he had passed away from cancer. So before we get off, I'd like to just R.I.P. to Bob from Bob and Tom. Never really listened to him, but know of the name. And his family, hopefully God welcomes him into the kingdom. And it's a sad loss for the radio world, the podcasting world, that he died. So, all right, kiddies. We'll see you next week, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can help by sharing the show with every single person in your friends group, in your contact list. Just share the link. That's all you got to do. And you get, notifications that I will be doing reaction videos and all kinds of stuff. So go back, watch. I'll post chapters here tomorrow after work. And as I always tell you, no matter where your life is, bottom of the barrel, top of the world, we can all take solace in knowing that everybody gets bugs. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a good night. This has been the Ray Hyclak Show. I'm Ray Hyclak, and we are out of here, motherfuckers.